You know, the aforementioned 50,000 studies. I think what's happening is that people's eyes just start glazing over because there's nothing that they can really hang their hat on. They don't have a sense of direction. And that's what I'm here to give you guys, is a no-nonsense, replicable sense of direction where if you follow the advice that I'm giving you. Welcome back, friends. This is Jason, Actualization. And in this video today, what I'm gonna be doing is just completely dismantling, dispelling a really prevalent, prevailing limiting belief, at least one that I feel really affected me in a lot of ways in my late teens and my early 20s when I was just getting into the health and fitness sphere. And I feel that it may be something that speaks to a lot of you guys. And I want to help you circumnavigate this belief, which, if I were to summarize, it goes something like this. Well, okay, I could improve my health, I could cross some T's, I could dot some I's, and I could jump through all of the hoops that you set before me, Jason. But what if at the end of that, after I've jumped through the last hoop and I've crossed the last T and I've dotted the last I, what if I'm just cut from an inferior cloth and for whatever reason, it just doesn't really pan out for me. It just doesn't work out. And the reason I want to talk about this limiting belief, guys, is that it really hits home for me. You know, in my early 20s, I underwent a really difficult rejection from a girl that I was just head over heels in love with. And to be honest with you guys, I just ended up rejecting the self-identity that I had at that time, and I wanted to do anything to render myself unrecognizable. It's a little bit of negative motivation. The positive motivation was that I wanted to overcome a rare disease called eosinophilic esophagitis. And I knew that I had to put my health into my own hands. I had to have my allergist, Scott Dyer, excuse me from the dining meal plan on my university's college campus because I couldn't take any chances. But in the back of my mind, really deeply rooted and seated, especially insofar as building muscle and a better body, trying to get a six-pack and a respectable set of arms, I was genuinely concerned that I just wasn't cut out for it. I was just cut from a different cloth than the football players, the lax bros, the guys that I looked up to for reasons of masculinity and otherwise. I was genuinely concerned that I was never gonna land the plane and make it happen. But in this video today, I wanna give you guys hope. I wanna really clear what seems to be murky waters, because in case you haven't noticed, seemingly every food under the sun has been correlated with cancer. I mean, how many of these emotional knee-jerk headlines have you guys heard before? And I just want to rest you guys assured that health is a very intentional and replicable process. And I'm here to illuminate and exemplify that for you guys. I'm here to share that process with you, but I'm also here to give you the inspiration, to give you the buy-in, because at the end of the day, you can have the process, you can have the map, you can be led to water, but if you're not actually encouraged at an emotional level, psychologically, you don't have that psychological buy-in, you're never gonna actually take a drink. And I'm here to help encourage you to do that, because the health sphere is something that has been so greatly polluted. It's so incredibly convoluted, and people don't have a sense of direction. Should I be a carnivore? Should I be a vegan? Paleo? Are seed oils healthy or are they not healthy? The problem is that the waters have been so incredibly muddied, and the 50,000, I'm not exaggerating, guys, the 50,000 studies that have literally surfaced, come to fruition in the last 3 years alone, 36 months, would seem to me to have the express goal of confusing. In case you haven't noticed, these studies don't exactly corroborate with one another, do they? And the problem is these scientific studies are fundamentally flawed, and especially with nutrition, these are not actual proper prospective experiments. They're certainly not RCTs, randomized control trials. They are based off of food frequency questionnaires. Oftentimes, these are epidemiological data that are being derived from these studies, and they're incredibly flawed, and we need to, quite frankly, do away with nutritional studies. I mean, how many other species do you guys know, are you aware of, that literally has to study what to put into their body? It's literally absurd. We have big food corporations who are selling us inflammatory problems that Big Pharma then serves to attempt to reconcile by selling us the solution. But the answer is addition via subtraction. And I want you to know this. The person watching this video, I believe in you. If your health isn't everything that it could be right now, or maybe you feel like you are pretty healthy, but you're just interested in bulletproofing your future self so that you can sample the buffet of life for many, many decades to come, and you can age gracefully. I had my 10-year high school reunion about a year ago now, and it was evident to me that just the different life trajectories that people take already started to age them. I mean, I'm turning 30 later this year, and it just amazes me what these practices can actually do for you. Being hydrated, not drinking alcohol, not smoking, certainly not taking drugs, not even caffeine, no caffeinated beverages, no coffee, no pre-workout supplements, none of this nonsense, just eating whole, minimally processed foods. Let's talk a little bit more about this so-called map to find your freedom. Let's talk a little bit more about the granulars of what I'm talking about here. So all of the aforementioned, being hydrated, eating real, whole, minimally processed food, sticking to the perimeter of your grocery store. How about setting an alarm to go to bed instead of to wake up? And what that's going to do is sync your circadian rhythm. It's actually amazing right now, guys. So I'm walking into the woods, and I've got a natural bug spray that I'm working with now. I'm not a fan of any of these chemical riddled bug sprays, certainly not DEET or any of these chemicals that you put on your body that literally will get diffused across the skin and be absorbed into your bloodstream. So actually what I'm doing right now is I'm using a vanilla bean extract, and it's working really well. Maybe I'll make a future video about a lot of the natural, healthy, safe alternatives to, for example, modern cosmetics. And that's another aspect of this, not exposing your body to endocrine disrupting chemicals. And the way that we put the health back in humanity is by getting back in touch with the things that got us to where we are today, not vilifying red meat, saturated fat. This is one of the most nutritious foods on the planet, and you've been told that this is somehow cancer causing and is going to cause atherosclerosis, it's going to give you a heart attack and everything under the sun. And it's just not the case, guys. And that's something that really bums me out. The fact that good health is something that just seems like you can't even replicate it. You know, the aforementioned 50,000 studies, I think what's happening is that people's eyes just start glazing over because there's nothing that they can really hang their hat on. They don't have a sense of direction. And that's what I'm here to give you guys, is a no-nonsense, replicable sense of direction where if you follow the advice that I'm giving you, it's not as if you're buying a potentially winning lottery ticket. It's not gambling, guys. Health is not something you take a chance on. It's something that is an intentional, deliberate process, and is something that is literally guaranteed to happen. It's just you need the right map and you need the right buy-in so that you will actually follow it to the letter. Guys, I love you all very much. Comment down below. Have you yourself ever had to contend with this potential limiting belief? Have you ever thought to yourself, maybe this information isn't for me. Maybe it just doesn't apply. What if I go through, jump all the hurdles, jump through all the hoops, and it doesn't actually pan out for me? Guys, it will pan out for you. I love you. I believe in you. And you are going to become a beacon of light, of hope for other people when they start seeing you making changes in your life. Lead by example, guys. People don't want you to tell them what to do. They want you to just show them what to do. And be someone whose actions speak louder than words. All right, guys, comment down below, like and subscribe for more content like this. And as always, friends, until next time, find your freedom. Peace.